Welcome back to episode 5 of my Desert-Only Ironman series. In this episode, we will work towards completing the easy desert achievements and the full Warpriest of Tuska outfit. We are starting out with a rune crafting level, with 14 required for fire runes and slowly working towards 50 for shifting tombs. The most difficult part of the easy achievements is the requirement of a fire talisman. While you can get them from earth implings, I have been unsuccessful, so I decided to start the grind for Kalphite Queen, who drops them uncommonly. To start this grind, I decided to head on over to Turoth's and go for the offhand leaf-bladed sword, a tier 50 offhand weapon that would replace the one I lost last episode. While I was ultimately unsuccessful due to its drop rate of 1 in 2000, I did gain some invaluable attack levels. Accuracy is going to be a big issue with this boss. I would also require some herblore levels to give access to prayer potions at level 38. With 60 Slayer completed, I now had access to aberrant specters, which have a very generous loot table in regards to noted herbs. The only issue with these monsters is their requirement of a nose peg to prevent their stat draining ability. Located in the smoke dungeon, I was forced to abandon my face mask and tank the occasional 200 life point damage. Upon achieving 99 Slayer, I will be able to place these in my dungeon to kill them without having to worry about the environmental hazards, but that is a long way down the line. With the ectoplasmator effect active, I achieved 37 prayer, unlocking Protect from Magic. Further training gave me 75 magic, the level requirement for Polypore Staff after 80 farming and 95 Slayer. While high prayer levels is not a major factor with this account's inability to use curses, it does allow prayer potions to heal more points and will benefit inventory management. House altars are a possibility, but without marble blocks, I will be limited in the tier that I will be able to build. I instead decided to focus on unlocking the cremation ability, allowing bones to be used on a bonfire to provide 250% the normal prayer XP, along with fire making XP. This was a very rare drop from ghosts, which I was lucky enough to receive while killing aberrant specters. With my herb collecting out of the way, I decided to start collecting my secondary ingredients. Paralanders would prove to be the best early XP, allowing me to make combat potions with goat horn dust. I collected these west of Narda, utilizing the nearby bank to also collect their bones for some prayer training. Following collection, I sought out to discover a solution to the issue of empty vials. With the Polypore Dungeon Shop being the only location to buy vials, at a base stock of 20, I would need to find an alternative. This proved to be with an NPC in Narda named Zahur, who offers to decant your potions to smaller doses, providing you with any additional vials at 2 GP each. So I asked her to decant all of my strength potions to 1 dose, combine them all back to 4 dose, and was left with a few hundred empty vials. After filling them with water next to the Merchant District Bank, I started to make potions. The levels came quickly, with the prayer potion unlock and a few extra levels taking a few minutes. With my supplies complete, it was time to attempt the Kalphite Queen. This fight was not too difficult. Prayer switching in future attempts following higher prayer levels will provide some slightly improved survivability, but this is generally a revolution fight with occasional eating. Kalphite Queen will mainly be used for Reaper points, but she does drop the Dragon Two-Handed Sword, one of the few dragon weapons that does not require a quest to wield. This would be the only available upgrade before the Dragon Rider Lance, unless I was able to get a Dragon Spear from the rare drop table. The Dragon Chain Body would be a nice tier 60 power body, but tier 75 Warpriest would be better in the long run. By sheer dumb luck, I managed to get Fire Talismans as my first drop. I decided to complete a few more kills to finish my Reaper assignment, utilizing some magic potions that I made with the bead drops from imps north of Al-Kharid. With the Fire Talisman drop coming in, I now had everything I needed to complete the Easy Desert achievements. These would be important because they give access to the Bag of Lost Items, claimed daily from any rogue merchant. Their drop table possesses many inaccessible items, most importantly adamant bars, that might benefit me in the future. I wanted to unlock this as early as possible since it is so heavily time-gated. These achievements were fairly straightforward, only taking a few minutes to complete, save for one requiring the completion of the One Piercing Note quest. This quest would prove to be one of the most important quests in the desert, as it gives access to the Scytheride robes. These robes act as Desert-Only items, allowing me to train AFK indefinitely at Desert Bandits. I would have also been able to obtain a Desert-Only or Zamorak item through treasure trails, with the God arrows being the easiest. However, this would take much luck with Clue RNG, and while not having to give up an armor equipment slot would be nice, would not be worth the effort at the time being. With the last achievement done, the easy achievement set was complete. The next few clips show some random tasks that I completed. 40 prayer from another Spectre's trip unlocked the Protect from Range prayer, allowing me to switch prayers at Kalphite Queen. 60 fishing gave me access to catfish, a new upgrade to food healing. I also started to attempt to complete city quests for the possible onyx jewelry. This was difficult, as I was required to complete 3 quests in a row, making most of the item requests unable to be completed. I was able to complete the combat ones, and a medium Menophyte offering gave me 2 VIP Slayer tickets, which will be very important when I decide to start the traditional Slayer grind for points. I also discovered that the new gem rocks gave me access to Lapis Lazuli and the Tier 1 Luck Ring, which I promptly made. I decided to test the waters with the Vinesweeper minigame to see how feasible farming training would be, getting all the way to 5 farming. With less than 40 farming, the ratio of points to XP is divided by 7, so an alternative training method would need to be found until that level could be achieved. I finished another Kalphite Queen Reaper, working towards the eventual Hydrix equipment. Finally, I achieved 30 crafting with woodcutting urns, slowly working towards 55 for the Ring of Wealth. With these random clips completed, it's time to talk about the minigame that completely opened up the diversity of this account, Anima Islands. Anima Islands is a minigame located on Tuska's back, the entrance to which is on the western shore of the bandit camp. This minigame was part of the first world event, and gives access to several very important abilities and the Warpriest of Tuska armor. The minigame itself is divided into 4 islands, each offering their own skills to train, working towards a final score of 1,000 points every 20 minutes. I would require 24,000 reward currency to unlock the armor and abilities. The first island focuses on construction and hunter, giving you the option to either build pylons or set traps for electrical energy. Construction would be a difficult skill to train until the small oven at level 24, so this token XP provided a great head start on that training. Hunter was not a very efficient skill to train here at the time being, but would prove effective as I worked towards unlocking orange salamanders. The second island is built around collecting herbs to help grow vines and collect seeds. While this was by no means great XP for woodcutting, herblore, or farming, the gradual farming XP, with double XP from corrupted scarab stars, was much faster than weeds or Vinesweeper. I would find a much better method in later episodes. The third island has 2 training options, one for prayer and one for firemaking. Due to the ease and AFK ability of the firemaking method, I predominantly did that. It requires you to collect holy fire and use it on the weird purple tentacle things that grow on the eastern side of the map. This gave some great firemaking XP and quickly shot me up to levels comparable to my other skills. The fourth and final island would be the most important. This island involves running laps around the map, utilizing agility and dungeoneering to reach the glowing crystal and gather energy from it with divination. Shifting tombs is a very important piece of content for skilling in the desert. Unfortunately, it requires 50 dungeoneering to partake, and the XP from teleporting on this island is the only source of XP until shifting tombs themselves. With some help from a friend, I was able to devise a method that would make the 50 dungeoneering grind feasible, but that will have to wait until another episode. After several hours of grinding, I finally had enough points to make the armor and ability purchases I required. The Warpriest of Tuska equipment set scales with your defense level, changing tiers at level 25, 50, and 75. However, as it is classified as hybrid armor, the armor rating is set at 15 levels below the defense tier. It does, however, have an offensive ability, adding a 1% chance per piece to deal a critical hit. The abilities were even more important. Sacrifice heals you for 25% of your damage dealt, increasing to 100% if you defeat the NPC with that ability. This will greatly increase the duration of most combat trips. Tuska's Wrath provides a basic ability that does 110% weapon damage, or basically one-hits an NPC if it is your active Slayer assignment. Finally, and most importantly, Devotion, which increases the effectiveness of your protection prayers to 100% for its duration, which can increase if you defeat enemies while it is still active. This is one of the most important abilities for when I start the Telos grind. That wraps up episode 5. Stay tuned next week as we unlock the Ring of Wealth and get prepared for the longest grind yet, the Aquarium.